Okay, so again, this part right here, that's the discriminant. When the discriminant is greater than 0, meaning you're taking the square root of a positive number, not 0, but a positive number, then the plus or minus is going to get you two different solutions. It makes a difference whether you add that number or whether you subtract that number. So we expect we're going to get two real number solutions. That's the one that looks like on the graph that your quadratic, the parabola crosses the x-axis twice. Because this, remember, the x-axis, that's like a number line. If it crosses the x-axis, it has a real solution. If it crosses twice, it has two real solutions. It has two real solutions when that number is positive. Okay. If the b squared minus 4ac is negative, right, then you're taking the square root of the negative number. What kind of solutions are you going to get? Imaginary solutions, and it will be two. Right? It'll make a difference whether you add or whether you subtract. You will get two different solutions. Okay, that's when it, on the graph, that's the one that looks like the parabola doesn't cross the x-axis. Okay, it still has two solutions. They're just not real. So it's either doing one of these or it could be doing something like that. But it's not crossing the x-axis. There's a good table in the book where they show this. I tried to copy it and my camera's not working. Something's the matter. Right? What's the last solution that we didn't think of? We said greater than 0. We said less than 0. We never did equal to 0. Okay? Notice what happens when b squared minus 4ac equals 0. Meaning if this here is 0, what's the square root of 0? 0. So it doesn't make any difference if we add 0 or subtract 0, we get the same number. Right? So in that case, it's still a real number solution because this here is real. But it's only one answer. You don't get two because plus or minus 0 gives you the same number anyway. And that looks like, on the graph, that looks like the parabola, the vertex is right on the x-axis. It touches and then it goes back in the same direction. Right? That's what it looks like. This is an example of it. Right? If I was going to solve this equation, right, I could solve it by factoring. It's a fairly easy factoring problem. X plus 1 times x plus 1 equals 0, which is x plus 1 squared equals 0. What value of x would solve that? Negative 1, because negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Okay, but if, in fact, I have two factors. They're just the same thing. Negative 1, negative 1. Right, if I put it in the quadratic formula, I get down to this point here. I'm taking the square root of 0. So this part right here is negative 1. And it doesn't matter if I add 0 to that or I subtract, I get the same thing. So that's the three possibilities. Greater than 0 means we'll have two real solutions. Less than 0 means we have two imaginary solutions. Equal to 0 means one real solution. And there is no possibility of getting one imaginary solution, right? It's only real, you could get one real solution, but not one imaginary.